Today we're going to talk about hip and ankle mobility and as it pertains to athletic performance. A great way to test their hip and ankle mobility is by having them perform a squat. So I'm going to have Coach Vic perform a squat here. And you'll notice that as he squats down, his chest falls. So right away we can tell, go ahead and come back up. Right away we can tell that he has either a hip or ankle mobility issue or both. Now, to differentiate between the two, what we want to do is take something that can raise your heels off the ground a little bit. Whether that be a plate, a book at home, you just want your heels to be risen a couple inches off the ground. And what I'll have him do is step on the plate with his toes on the ground, heels risen, and I'm going to have him perform the same exact squat movement. So go ahead and squat. Now in his first squat movement, we notice that his chest now has stopped falling. And what we just did, go ahead and come back up, is we eliminated the fact that it's not a hip issue, but an ankle issue. Now go ahead and go back down with your chest falling. So if with their heels risen, now his chest falls, we know that he still has a hip mobility issue, and it could be a combination of both hip mobility and ankle mobility. A good exercise that you can do is a static calf stretch on the wall. Now this is a static movement, so we want to make sure that we don't do this before exercise, as it could hinder our abilities during exercise. So what we're going to do is have Coach Vic go hands, arms length away from the wall. He was going to take the foot that he wants to be targeting first and take a step back and then dig his heel into the ground. Now he should feel a stretch in the calf right here. Now you want to hold this for about 1 to 3 sets, 30 seconds daily. Another great exercise for ankle mobility and strengthening is single leg balance. We're going to get right into it. So I'm going to have Coach Vic stand on one leg. Eyes open, we can go arms out to the side to help balance us. And this is our first progression of the single leg balance. And what this is doing is working on his ankle stability and balance. Now to progress this, we can go eyes closed. So we'll close his eyes and you'll notice that the balance is going to be a little bit harder because now we're taking out our eyes. So you can go ahead and open your eyes back up. Another progression would be to go for a reach down to your toe. So go ahead and reach to your toe with your right hand. Reach down and come back up. Now we can progress this again by doing 3 different reaches. So we can reach one to the outside, one to the middle, and then one to the opposite side. So go ahead and try. So outside reach, come back up. Middle reach, come back up, and then reach across and come back up. So all this is doing is working on that ankle stability. And then the final way that you can progress this will make it really difficult is by closing your eyes and doing those reaches one more time. So you'll see it's not as easy as you think. It's going to take you time to work up to this progression. So eyes closed, reach, and come back up. Good. So if you use these, you can do 1 to 2 sets or 1 to 3 sets daily, and this will also help with your ankle stability and strengthening. Now this is something that you can do before or after a workout, but you probably want to do this when you're a little more fresh, not as fatigued. Another great ankle mobility and strengthening exercise is ankle circles. So what you're going to do is you're going to put one calf on the back of a raised surface. This can be a foam roller if you have it. It can be some towels rolled up. You just want it to raise your ankle up off the ground. And what you're going to do is you're going to rotate your ankle in clockwise motion, just like that, opening up that range of motion, trying to stretch it out as well as strengthen. Now you can do sets based on time, so you can do 10 seconds in one direction, then you can stop, do 10 seconds in the other direction, and you want to do this daily as well. So a good ankle mobility exercise that I like to do before I lift is actually a kneeling calf stretch. So what I'm gonna have Coach Vic do is he's gonna grab the back of his heel and then he's gonna push his knee forward so that it stretches out his calf. And what I like to do is make this reps. So go back and then push forward. Slowly reaching further and further every time and push back. And what I do is usually do 1 set of 10 on each calf before I start my exercising for the day. And this is a good way to open up that range of motion before we do something like squats or goblet squats. So our last ankle mobility and stretching exercise is going to be a lunge. What we're trying to do here is open up the range of motion of the calf as well as activate our quad. So what I'm going to have Coach Vic do is get a split with his legs as he does. He's going to lunge forward, emphasizing a very far forward lean with his lunge while maintaining contact with his front heel on the ground. And then he's going to come back up. Same thing with the calf stretch. We're going to want to do reps before. So we'll do 1 to 2 sets of 10 reps on each leg. So go ahead and do a couple reps. And what this is doing is firing and activating that front quad as well as stretching the calf out by keeping his heel on the ground. Good. So that concludes our ankle mobility exercises. If you have any questions about that, please leave a comment below and we'll go ahead and answer those for you. And progress these however you'd like. So do these 1 to 2 times daily. Add more exercises as you go throughout the weeks and you should be able to see improvements in your ankle mobility. And with that, stay fast, stay strong, stay mobile. See you next time for EC Speed School San Diego.